They began sprouting in late winter, and 3 months ago we planted them in the ground. And now they're beginning to bear fruit. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be harvesting and stir-frying chayotes. It will not just be a chayote update, but it's late summer garden tour. Welcome to Romulo's Kitchen and Garden. It's where we grow, cook, and share. Good morning, warm welcome. I purposely came here early to give this late summer tour of the garden and above all to give you an update of our chayote. Remember, what should I show first, the chayotes or the garden? I think you came here for the chayote, so let's show you first the chayotes. I hope you can remember, but this is where we shot the planting of our chayotes. Let us remind ourselves that I harvested them late November. I kept them indoors in the coldest part of the house. I wrapped them with paper, if you remember, and kept them in suspended animation. That means to have them sleep without dying, to delay their growth, because if we kept them in warm temperature, they would sprout and grow. But when spring came, they started sprouting and growing. But kept that at minimum. I potted them. But I delayed the transplanting outside until end of May. We are now 3 months away from the time. And here they are. They were 3, and this is the first of them. This suffered shock. I planted it in a protected area, not much sun, but look, this is the first to bear fruit. It's not very visible. Did it grow well? There's a second one that I potted also, very sheltered, protected by this what's this tree? Conifer. It's beginning to blossom as well. But I'll show you the one which has grown the best. The one which is directly planted in the ground. If you remember, we planted it here. And now it has fully covered the shrubs next to it. And blossoming. Let's take a shot of its first fruits. And here's how chayote flowers look like. And look at the young fruit as well. It's there. I have a friend who asked to plant his sayote here. It's locally purchased. But look, it's not bearing fruit. It's not flowering. So we'll use this for stir fry. It is my hope this becomes a canopy of chayotes. We're, I think, 2 weeks away from our first harvest. Those in the neighborhood, do you want to order? I'm sure there will be lots of chayotes. I'll be trading them for wine and rice. And I'll sell them. And oil. And of course there's more here than chayote. All chayotes can be boring. I'll show you the rest of the crops and the flowers. This is our late summer tour after all. And don't think it's all flowers and chayotes. We also have corn here. Almost over, but we have lots of harvest. I enjoy boiled corn almost every other day. And here, the ampalaya there and beans. Well, I mentioned about the amplayas in the greenhouse. Here they are. There are more leaves than fruits. My mistake. I use a nitrogen-rich fertilizer. It should be potassium-rich instead. That's what I just learned. I also have rows and rows of kale. I think you can see them behind the apple trees. And there's a house. And even outside, I use the fence to grow more beans. I've got lots of beans in my freezer. And now let's return inside and show you, this time, the flowers. Look how beautiful our lawn has become. Four layers of flowers. Lowermost is the Encantadora or Sinia, and then the last cuatro, the Amaranth, and above, the sunflowers. Four layers. Also on the other side, three layers. Alas cuatro, Sinia, and Amaranth at the topmost. Oh, include the lowest, that's the fourth, the grass. And now this is the front flower garden. And the obscure view from the top. Thanks to our camera setting. No, sorry, my apologies for that. Thank you for joining me here at the garden on this very early morning. I'd like to see you next time as we cook our first chayote harvest here on Romulo's Kitchen and Garden. It's where we grow, cook, and share. It's time to go home. I'm now going home, but I'd like to leave you with the clip on how we prepared our chayote towards eventual transplanting in the ground. Let's look back at what I did. I just lovingly wrap the chayotes with paper, soft paper, and kit it inside the coldest part of the house. It's protected from the frost, but cold enough to keep the chayote in suspended animation. In February, I brought them out. And in March, was that in March or April, I potted them. Indoors. When they reached this high, I potted them. By the way, I turned the camera on for 1 month and shoot them as they grow before potting them. This one, I planted this, I think 2 weeks ago, when the temperature rose to around 23. I planted this inside the greenhouse, but it was too hot inside. It reached, I think, 40, and it's severe, the leaves. But it's beginning to regenerate side shoots.